Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name's Kelsey and I am the owner of KN Crafts, which is my small business on Etsy. Today I decided to film a Q&A because I have a lot of new subscribers on this channel and I've had a lot of questions in the comments recently about me and my business. So I decided just to make a whole video answering your guys' questions. I posted on my Instagram story asking you guys to ask me questions about myself and my business. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go give me a follow. My account is at kn.crafts with 2 S's at the end. So let's get right into the questions. I have screenshots of all the questions you guys asked, so I will be looking at my phone and answering the questions for you guys. The first question is, how old are you? So I turned 18 in November. How many siblings do you have? So I have 1 sister and 3 stepsisters. What's your favorite thing to do for your business? I'd say my favorite thing is packaging. It's so satisfying for me to package the orders, and I have a lot of fun making the products look super pretty and exciting to open for the customer. How do you keep your Etsy sales consistent? So your sales aren't always going to be consistent. There's a lot of variation. I made a video a few months ago about me having a kind of slow period with my business on Etsy, so my sales aren't always consistent either, but a few things I would recommend is having multiple platforms for your business. So I have a TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube channel where I talk about my business, and it has really helped me reach multiple audiences and new customers that way. Good service and good quality products will also bring returning customers back to you. How did you grow your business? The biggest thing is time and consistency. You won't grow right away unless you get lucky, so it takes a lot of time, as well as hard work and consistent promotion of your products. Expanding the type of products you sell will also help you grow and reach a wider audience as well. What's your favorite product that you sell? I'd say the custom macrame rainbows are my favorite. They're just so fun, and I love that the customer can pick which colors they want versus me having specific colors in a specific order that they have to choose. I just love seeing all the different color combinations that they come up with. What is the hardest and easiest product you sell? I would say my huggy earrings and dangle earrings are the easiest to make, and I'd say the most difficult product I make is the macrame rainbows and macrame rainbow keychains. They're just the most time consuming and they require the most effort on my end, but they are my favorite product to make even though they're the most difficult. They're just so pretty in my opinion. What do you enjoy the most about jewelry making? I just love that it's handmade by me. In case you didn't know, I make all of my products in my Etsy shop. I have a lot of respect for those who resell products, but I truly think there's something special about the products that are handmade by the shop owner. I love seeing people at my school wearing my products, and I can just think to myself like, hey, I made that. That's pretty cool. What is your best advice for a beginning small business? I would say just never give up. Starting a business is not easy whatsoever, and it requires a lot of work. But with consistency and hard work, you will grow and be successful. I started off very small. I still am pretty small, but through time I gained followers and sales, and I am nowhere near as small as I used to be a couple years ago. Just because your business isn't going as you assumed, you're not getting as many sales, that doesn't mean give up. I encourage you to just keep going no matter how difficult or stressful it might be. How do you like being on Etsy? Would you leave and create your own site? Etsy definitely has its ups and downs. If you've been following me for a while on Instagram, then you know that my shop was actually shut down by Etsy at one point because I was 17 and not 18, and apparently you need to be 18 years old to own your own Etsy shop. So I went through a long process of transferring everything about my shop to be under my mom's information in order to get my shop back. I can make a separate video on my experience with Etsy, but there's definitely a lot of rules you need to follow to keep your shop open. There's also a lot of fees with Etsy. I can go into more detail about that in a separate video, but all of those fees can definitely add up over time too, so if you're not making a lot of sales, Etsy might not be worth it for you. With that being said, I've also reached a lot of people on Etsy that I probably wouldn't have without it. Their search box and ads really helps attract customers to your shop. So to answer your question, I feel like one day I'd like to have my own website for my shop, just have complete control over everything, but for now I'm fine using Etsy. Have you had to deal with a bad review? And if so, how did you handle it? Oh, absolutely. I'd say I get a bad review monthly or every other month? I'm sure all small business owners can relate to this question, but getting a bad review on your shop, no matter what the reasoning is, just sucks. It can take a toll on you mentally and can make you insecure on the products that you sell, but not everyone's gonna like your products. People like to complain about the smallest things. They expect you to be like these giant businesses like Amazon and quick shipping, you know, perfect products, return policies, etc. But the reality is that small businesses just can't run like that. We don't have that many workers, we don't have that much money, we don't have that much experience. And you gotta keep in mind, mistakes happen, things break. But the most frustrating thing is when a customer complains about something that is not even your fault. I remember someone ordered a macrame rainbow from me, and I think I shipped it within like 2 to 3 days when my processing times at the time were like 3 to 10 business days. So I was like 3 times as fast as I originally said I would ship it. And unfortunately it didn't arrive until like a month or 2 after she ordered it. There was just something happened with USPS, a delay, and she left me a 1-star review saying she loved the product but took forever to arrive. And what some people don't know is that once the order leaves your hands, you really have no control about when it arrives. The shipping method that the customer chose, priority, expedited, whatever, standard, affects when it arrives, and as well as just delays with USPS, which I had no control over. So I privately messaged them, kind of just apologizing, even though it wasn't my fault, and explaining this, and they never responded. But one nice thing about Etsy is that when someone leaves a 4-star review or less, you can publicly reply to their review so everyone can see and just kind of explain what happened. And I said, like, I shipped it within 3 days after ordering so that future customers who see the bad review aren't discouraged from ordering and can be like, oh, it wasn't the shop's fault, it was a delay with USPS. I've had other bad reviews where the customer just simply didn't read like the description box in the length. They complained, oh, it's super short or it's so much longer than I thought, but they just didn't read the actual length, and then they were discouraged by just their own expectations of the product, which again isn't really my fault. So then in that case I just messaged them and said, hey, I'm so sorry you were discouraged by this product. In the future, please read the description box before placing an order again. I've also had bad reviews just with the product simply breaking, either after arriving or through the shipping process. So there's a little gray area with this one. I feel like it really depends on the situation and the shop owner's policies. So while I'm technically not responsible for items being damaged in the shipping process, I usually message the customer and apologize and offer to send them a new one or get a coupon code to buy a new one themselves for cheaper. I do use bubble mailers for my jewelry items, so I do try to protect it in the shipping process, but sometimes USPS can be a little reckless with their packages, and sometimes things just break. If a customer's jewelry breaks after it arrives, my rule of thumb is that if it's within 2 weeks of it arriving, I usually will send them a new one for free or refund their order depending on what they prefer. I do ask the customer to adjust the review to reflect the replacement product. So if I send them a new one for free and it's perfect, nothing happens, I feel like it's unfair to still have a bad review on my page even though I worked something out with them and sent them a free replacement. If the jewelry breaks after 2 weeks of arrival, or they don't message me right away after it breaks, like they say, hey, I got this from you, blah blah blah, long ago, and I forgot to message you then, but I wanted to message you now that it's broken, when it's like, well, why didn't you just message me in the first place? But in that situation, I'll just offer to send them a coupon code for a new one. I feel like it's unfair for a customer to blame you for it breaking or tarnishing after months of use because you have no idea how reckless they are with it. If they wear it while showering or working out and are tugging on it, like, you have no idea what the customer is doing with it, so you shouldn't have to send them a replacement just because it breaks and you were the one that made it. But my best advice for handling any bad review is just message the customer and apologize, even if it's not your fault. Take the high road in this situation, say you're sorry. Sometimes just apologizing will break any tension that there is with the customer and they understand that you feel bad. If there's things that you can explain, like a delay in shipping or reasons that could explain their bad review, do that, explain that that to them. And then lastly, do something to offer to help. So like a refund, a replacement, a coupon code for a new one, a return in exchange for a new one. Or in some cases, you can explain that Etsy's policy says that you are not responsible for something not arriving or breaking, so unfortunately there's nothing you can do to fix it. Sometimes you just need to sacrifice having a bad review on your shop instead of compromising your morals and giving into the customer's complaint. People can be cruel and complain about the smallest things, even if there's nothing to complain about. If you do get a bad review, try to make things better with the customer, but in the end, don't stress about one bad review. It's not going to make that big of an impact on your shop, and you just need to move on if they're not willing to work with you. That was a lot of negativity with that explanation, so I just wanted to say how much I appreciate the good reviews I get. When someone takes time out of their day to leave me a good review and a super nice note with it, it truly makes my day, and it makes up for the bad reviews I get as well. So I just wanted to share a few of the super sweet reviews I've gotten, just to bring some positivity in this whole situation. Are your parents/family pretty supportive of you and your business? Yes, absolutely. They're the most supportive people ever. They've helped me purchase materials in the beginning of my business because I couldn't really afford anything, and they're always asking how my business is going. Do you run everything yourself? Yes, I run all the social media accounts, my Etsy shop, and I hand make all of my products and package all the orders myself. Would you ever be willing to show how you make your products? No. So this is something I wanted to address for a while because I've seen a lot of comments asking me to show myself either making the rainbows and jewelry. While some business owners are comfortable sharing this, I am not. At the end of the day, this is my business, and if I show how I make all my products, then there's nothing unique about my business and everyone can just go make their own things. An analogy I like to think about is that a restaurant wouldn't share their top secret recipe of their best-selling dish, so why should I show everyone how I make and do everything for my business? This is the same thing like people asking where I get my materials from. If I shared where I got everything from, then everyone can just go buy it and make their own. By the way, this is no hate to anyone who commented asking me to show how I make things or where I get my materials from. I just wanted to let you know that some things need to remain private and this is still my business. What motivated you to start your own business? So I plan to make a separate video kind of explaining my small business journey, but long story short, I sold jewelry around my school and it became more popular and there was a bigger demand than I thought. So I decided to turn it into my business. I've always had the entrepreneurial gene as well. I've always wanted to have my business since I was little. How did you promote your business to make it so big? So I started off by just making my own Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest accounts for my business, and now my YouTube channel as well. The more platforms you have, the wider audience you'll reach, and therefore the more customers you'll have. Consistency is also key. You need to keep up with the content on all those platforms to grow. How long did it take you to get to where you are now, and what year did you start your business? So I started selling jewelry around my school in 2019, and I officially created and Crafts, like the name of my business, and Instagram in January 2020, and then I opened my Etsy shop in December 2020, so about 2 to 3 years I'd say. How to get noticed on Instagram and Etsy. So for Instagram, I recommend using hashtags that'll get you on the explore page and discover more people, as well as when customers post about their jewelry that they receive from you, it reaches a wider audience. So I encourage you to ask your customers to post on their Instagram stories when they receive their products. As for Etsy, the search tags you enter in the listings for your shop is very important. I'd say it's the most crucial part of your Etsy listing because that's how people discover your products. That's what they search in the search bar. So you need to think about what would the customer search to find my products. So like keywords, key phrases, etc. Also having a good history of good reviews, good quality products, and shipping rates will get you the star seller badge, which I think I received in October or November. This will give you a higher priority in the searches, and Etsy will help you promote your shop if you're a star seller. If an order goes wrong, what is your initial thought? So I don't mess up on an order that often. I would say honestly only like 2 to 3 times in the history of having my business. Just the way I package things leaves little room for error in the packaging process because I only package one order at a time, and I'm triple checking with what I have and their order and what I'm putting into the package, making sure it's the right address, right item, and the right package before sealing the mailer. My initial feeling is like, oh crap, like how could this have happened? Why did I do that? But I've always caught the mistake before shipping the items, so then I'll just reprint a shipping label, put the correct label on, or open the package, switch out the products, and then reseal it up. Have you ever had thoughts about quitting your business? Yes and no. I definitely have felt burnt out in the past, and there's been slow periods that's made me question whether I want to keep doing this, but I've never actually wanted to quit my business. Everyone's sweet comments and positive reviews just keep me going, and so I've never followed through with the thought of quitting. I put my shop on vacation mode in the past when I've just needed a break, which helps me kind of relieve any stress or thoughts about quitting, and it helps me just focus on the things I need to in my life and not focus on my business for a little bit. But I'd say until I'm no longer passionate about what I do or enjoy making what I make, then I'll just keep going through with my business. College will be interesting next year, so I'm not really sure what I'll do with my business. Maybe put it on vacation mode, maybe close it up. I'm not 100% sure, so I will figure that out as it gets closer. Will you switch to Shopify in the future? Like I said before, I am happy with Etsy at the moment. There's still some things that, you know, aren't perfect, but if I were to create my own website, I definitely think I would go with Shopify. I've heard great things about it. I need to do more research on the specific fees and everything like that, so if you want to share your experience in the comments down below, please do. But I know a lot of people enjoy using Shopify for their own website, so when that time comes where I want my own website, I will definitely look into Shopify. What are your plans for the future? Any new products? I definitely have plans for some new products. They're in the works right now. I hope to release them soon. Again, I just have been so busy with school and everything, so I will make those and release them when I have time. But stay tuned, there's some exciting things coming. So I think I'll end this video here. I really enjoyed answering you guys' questions. If you want to see another Q&A in the future, please let me know, and I will be happy to make one for you. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to reply to those. Otherwise, I'll use those questions in a future Q&A video. Thank you guys for your never-ending support, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.